We wake up to this glacier site this morning. We're winding our way into Argentina. To Ushuaia, which is the southernmost city in the world, the termination of the Pan American Highway, which stretches from southern Argentina, the bottom of the world, to Alaska at the top of the world. It's about 7 o'clock, the local time. Again, we're 4 hours behind.
And coming up on the port side, we have our
or ahead of Phoenix.
glaciers,
I don't know.
German glaciers. For those of you who are viewing on your stateroom television, need a little bit of imagination to see the German glacier here. You've got the very distinctive U-shaped valley that has been formed when the glacier filled the valley, but it has since retreated, depositing a terminal moraine that now looks like what is an island extending out from the right-hand side of the peak. But just behind that, we do have the uprising of ice that is the terminus of the German glacier. As the German glacier continues to melt, not only is it depositing this terminal morainal material in front, producing what looks like this low-lying extension of land, but it also is continuing to melt water, producing a river or runoff from the face that does join into the Beetle Channel. And along that flow of meltwater, more debris is deposited in what is called glacial till. The channel makes for very comfortable sailing. The steep hillsides encompassing the channel, both on the starboard and the port side, we can tell that at one time this channel too was covered in ice. Just as we had a great ice cap that extended from the North Pole south, there was also an ice cap from the South Pole extending north. And many of the ice fields that we see, like the Agustini ice field in Tierra del Fuego, were probably carved out originally during the last big period of glaciation about 14,000 years ago. Those high mountain holes continue to be fed by snow that falls all year round here, and those glaciers are not necessarily ancient ice, but they're using ancient ice beds. A view off to the port side, we have a camera. This is a very unusual shot to be able to take and capture this morning. You can almost like the meeting of the water from the Amazon, where we have the Rio Negro, which looks like a river of black coffee, meeting the Solimoy, which looks like coffee and cream. We have such a stark differentiation between filtered water, which is actually fresh water, melting off of the German glacier, carrying a great deal of glacial silt or rock flour, and depositing against the shoreline.
The river within the Beagle Channel. Very, very clearly shown on these shots through the eyepiece. Hopefully they'll turn out so that you'll be able to distinguish the two different bodies of water. Here just a few minutes later, it's getting more and more difficult to see the differentiation between the two rivers. In fact, it almost looks like the blend is complete. Coming off the German glacier, which is the first shot that we took in this sequence this morning. Looking back up towards the German glacier.
For those of you who have staterooms on the starboard side, well, we have a glacier for you now as well.
Oh. Now we're on the starboard
Would have been
side.
filled with glacial ice. We're looking at approximately 9 to 10 o'clock off of the port side.
This is starboard.
From our perspective, as we are sailing past, you can see that the precipitation that is falling in that bowl is falling in the form of snow. So you could actually see nature in action here as snow would continue to fall, and if it would not melt but continue to accumulate, very soon the ice that was formed would start to spill up and over that area of containment and make its way downhill, becoming a glacier.
Beagle Channel. 7 o'clock local time. Cold outside here. Perhaps 40 degrees. Very little wind. Bottom of the world. I believe we are in Argentina, having just crossed the line from Chile.
The next glacier coming up on the port side.
Well, we got to get back to port.
Deep salt water. All of them here are in a state of retreat.
Hanging glacier.
Retreating faster than others. They're not moving backwards, remember. They are just being measured. It was named after the vessel, the HMS Beagle, and it was on the Beagle that Darwin sailed during his second voyage. The Beagle was a ship of 225 tons During the years of 1825 to 1828, it was under the command of Captain Stokes. And between 1828 and 1830, the captain was Robert Fitzroy.
Another glacier approaching, or we're approaching it. They say it's about 800 feet deep of water in this channel. And I'd say from side to side we're probably 2 miles wide. Perhaps if we're fortunate, we'll see some calving. I don't really know. I'm being pelted by rain at the moment.
And we're able to get the Italia Glacier into view for those of you watching on your stateroom televisions. To give you an idea of the size of this tidewater glacier, which still makes its way all the way down to the Beagle Channel, at its terminus or face, it is 3/4 of a mile wide, and from its head or source to the water line or terminus, it is 2.5 miles long.
It's 2.5 miles long. This is over 2 miles wide. It doesn't look that wide.
Looking at the previous bowls of rock that were empty, you can see exactly what's going on here with this glacier and its formation. The ice is spilled up from the original ice field to the north, making its way down into the bowl, accumulating in the bowl.
Welcome to Argentina. We're docked in our first spot in Argentina. Ooh. How do you say it, Jay?
Ushuaia.
Ushuaia. And this is a glimpse of our 1,200 passenger Royal Princess.
What happened to the island? Did you go around? We're coming about now, but it will be on the port side after a while, for a little bit. Oh, okay. After we get turned around.
Is in Chilean waters. We're back in Chile momentarily. Here we are off the Falkland Islands, and that's where we're going to stay. We were up for a tender to take us in, so we will not be able to set foot on the island. We're looking at Port Stanley, the only city in the Falkland Islands. It has a population of about 1,200 people. 1,200 people. And I think there are some 1,500 people in the entire island group. Rather barren. Say there are about 300 sheep for every person. So they have a lot of sheep. They got to be freezing their butts off right now too. There's a tender leaving the ship, taking the postal employees from Falkland back home. And you can see having one hell of a time. So am I. This is one of the last tenders, I think, coming in. Trying to get people back all morning after moving a few off to the island early. Pretty tough centerpiece tonight, which is December the 4th. It's December the 3rd, maybe it's December 3rd, I don't know. This is the display. It's beautiful. More close-ups, and then we'll go upstairs and take a look coming down. Oh, and what have we here? We have a lovely, lovely here tonight. Hey, lovely, lovely. Where's Paula?
There's the horse carving. Oh, this is gorgeous. Look at this fish.
Mr. Wittenburg is trying to take a photograph. Quite a display. You want to smile? You're on candid camera.
We were just talking about how charming you.
This is for the farewell gala. Tonight is the second and last captain's dinner. Maine lobster. And the display that was prepared by the chefs around the fountain. Very, very lovely. We're approaching Montevideo. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. It's about noon this time. And there's the sky skyline of Montevideo, Uruguay. We're on top deck with short shirt sleeves, something we have not been able to do on the trip up till this point. We dock in about an hour or so. In fact, the pilot to guide us into the harbor is about 15 minutes away. And then we'll take a tour of Montevideo this afternoon, return to the ship for our last dinner and evening on board. It's been a delightful trip except for the weather and not being able to get out. Sun deck, impossible. Swimming out of the question. Can't even walk on deck most of the time. But this is Montevideo.
Uruguay.
Uruguay. And it's just a short trip from Montevideo up to Buenos Aires, which we will hit tomorrow morning. And then we start our Buenos Aires and Rio de Janeiro experience. And we're ready for it. We're taking a picture from top deck down to the pool area. They're very beautiful pools. Truly unfortunate that they can't be used. There is one gentleman in the sauna enjoying himself. Hot tub. Hot tub. This is the Lido deck that we're looking down on. That's where they have 24-hour food service, including pizza in the afternoon. Pizza parlor. We had one yesterday for a snack. Pizza is strictly a snack food. We had breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack.
And cocktails and hors d'oeuvres.
And cocktails and hors d'oeuvres and lobster tail last night and beef Wellington and all those simple things. The Royal Princess. Long may she reign. Montevideo Harbor. Montevideo is the capital of Uruguay, and its size is about that of England. There are about 1,800,000 people in Montevideo, about half the population of the country. Mostly European, Spanish and Italian folks settled here. buses waiting out there. We're all going to take tours, city tour. May or may not be our fleet.
So that's what they drove tomorrow.
There's another pocket. We're in one of the parks in Uruguay. A look at Uruguay from the land. Tremendous number of people out on beaches everywhere. We just took a drive right along the beach area. Beautiful, beautiful little country. Country was claimed by both Argentina and Brazil, and then they decided by negotiation, rather than to move it to one or the other, they would make it an independent country. Old hotel, casino, Carrasco, in the village area that was developed by Germans, built 1930, hotel and casino, no longer used, awaiting disposition for either demolition or conversion. Our castle, built by an eccentric back in the mid-century. I don't know what we're doing here. Just a castle with a lot of rooms of nothing.
That kept somebody busy for a while. Yeah,
Looking out of the front of the castle. Fantastic. This is what we came down. Why, I don't know. Here we are at Independence Square, our last stop on our visit to Uruguay. Montevideo. Statue of the George Washington of Uruguay, Independence 1830. Closer look. The bus is going.